Good morning, folks. In this installment of the lesson series, we're just going to talk about Son House. And he was kind of like a guy of many parts and lots. He just had a lot of sides to himself. He had the sacred side where he wanted to be a pastor. He had the side he sort of acted like he just couldn't get away from, which was the secular side where he went out and played the blues. And in his time, playing the blues was considered the devil's music. So he had both of those things, and he went in and out of them, and all that intensity shows up in his music. So I just wanted to talk about a few licks of his and a few tunes that I think you should check out. Okay, so I'm going to start with one of his most famous tunes, but first, we're in Open D, which is a tuning a lot of Delta blues players use. Son House used it, Willie Brown used it, Robert Johnson used it, Charlie Patton. And it's also called Spanish tuning, and that is D, G, D, G, B, D. Here's my G, if you want to try to get in tune with me. And I'm just at standard, 440, whatever, with a tuner. Okay. Now, Death Letter Blues is another one of these tunes that really shows his intensity. So let me play you the opening lick. All right, it's a very intense lick. Son House, of course, used a metal slide. I'm using a glass slide. It had a little bit different sound. And a lot of times when I saw him on some of those videos of him that were made in the 60s, and maybe the 50s, I'm not sure when he was rediscovered. He also had a metal-bodied resonator, and it just gave a great sound, and you can just see his hands just look like they're flailing when he's playing. All right, so what is it? This is the 6th string. This is the 1st string. So basically, the way I do this, and I've seen him do it, that's just the 3rd fret on the 6th string. And then I just hit a chord like that, and it's usually the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings, or 5th, 4th, and 3rd, and 2nd string. Then it's just going to the 3rd fret on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. Kind of moving up a little bit just to give it that like that. So then the 5th fret on the 1st string. All right, that's the entire lick, but it's just so iconic. All right, and now I want to talk about his rhythm when he goes up to the 4 chord. It's very simple, but it's also very percussive and very intense. So what he's doing, or what I saw him do on one of the videos, and I would encourage you to go out and look for these videos, starting about the 2nd fret, sliding up to the 5th fret on the top 5 strings. All right, and kind of going just a strum, boom. Bottom strings of that bar, top strings. And he would put his finger, and he used his 2nd finger. My hands aren't that big. His hands were huge. On the 8th fret to get that 7th, just like Robert Johnson did. Now that's the whole song in a nutshell. And you saw all I did to go to the 5 chord, which is at the 7th fret. I just did the same thing. I started about 4 frets down at the 4th fret and up to the 7th. Then 2nd fret up to the 5th. I love his playing on that because he's using the slide very effectively, but he's not doing a bunch of stuff with the slide, which I find myself sometimes just doing way too much with the slide. And I would encourage you to go out and listen to that tune. Listen to him do it. Death Letter Blues. Listen to different times he's recorded it. Find him on YouTube. There are some live videos where they recorded him playing live where you can really watch his hands, watch what he does, which is something you don't get with a lot of blues players. A lot of the older guys, like Robert Johnson, we'll never see him live. So I'd encourage you to go out and just check that out. All right, now I want to also talk about a tune called Special Rider Blues. Now, keep in mind, I've done lessons, I believe, on both of these songs, both Death Letter Blues and Special Rider Blues. So if you want to go check those out, please, by all means, go to my lesson series. They're on there. I'll try to put a link on this somehow so you can get to them. All right, Special Rider Blues, I really love, and it's like this. Now, that's kind of my adaptation, but let me show you how I'm doing that. And what's interesting about it is a lot of those licks are used by Charlie Patton. They're used by Robert Johnson. And so Son House uses them as well. And, you know, I think Charlie Patton may have been the first one to use it. I'm not sure. You know, what came first, the chicken or the egg with this stuff? So, anyway. All right, so it's... All right, so... What is that? All I'm doing is keeping a constant rhythm going, you know, and then playing that top string. 5, 5, 8, 8, 5. Right? That's the beginning. 5, 5, 8, 8, and I'm bending up a little bit on it or sliding up. And then back to that 5, and then I switch to my fingers. And all I'm doing there is really just playing 3, 2, open on the first string, and then switch into the second and third string and playing the 3rd fret and bending up a little bit, and then open, 2nd fret on the 4th string, open. So then, you know, Son House did this really interesting thing. And I don't do it exactly like him, but I want to show you how I do it. And it's this. That is so cool. So, all he's doing is 3rd fret, 4th string, 2nd fret, 4th string, open, 2nd, open, 3rd fret, 5th string, open 5th string, 3rd fret, 6th string, open 5th string. So, and then I add that little lick that I got from Robert Johnson's Walking Blues at the end of it because I really like it. And all I do is play the 5th and the 3rd string, and do that. 3rd fret, bring them up a little bit and let them go. And then I'm just playing the 5th fret on the top string or the 1st string and giving it a good vibrato. So again, I'll play it really slow. 5, 5, 5, 8, 8, 5, 3, 2, open 3. And then on Special Rider Blues, which again, you can go and see a longer tutorial of this song. He does this really cool thing when he's going to, so a lot of times on what a lot of experts call archaic blues, they don't really go to the 2 chord. They'll just go to the 5 chord, but they don't really go to that either, like this. He's just going to go to the 7th. Playing a G7th there by going onto the 3rd fret and sliding up to the 3rd fret with the slide. Right, just doing that twice. 3rd fret, a 3rd fret on the 1st and 2nd string. All the time keeping that thumb going. And then back to that same lick. Again, slowly. add all kinds of things into that. You know, when you're playing the Sunhouse tunes, throw in some of your own intensity. Excuse me. I like to be like. Kind of flubbed that last one, but you get the idea. You can use the breaks to put your own licks in there and show a little bit of yourself. Now, the next tune I want to talk about that's in G tuning, okay? It's a great tune. It's a great tune. It's called Empire State Express. I recently discovered it. Now, there's really no slide in it, so I'm going to take that off and set it down. And I'm going to show you a lick that I have to play with my thumb without the thumb pick, which doesn't work for me, really. And it's a lick that he played a lot in a lot of his songs. I think it's in that, is it in Forever on My Mind? I know it's in Jinx Blues. Anyway, check out some of those tunes. He's popping that bottom string, and what he's doing, he's using the 6th and the 4th strings. That makes an octave, by the way. Starting at the 3rd fret, and it starts very slowly, and he pops that 6th string. Okay, and that's how it starts as far as the tune itself. And I love that lick. It's just 3, 2, 1, open. And I like to also add some tapping in there sometimes, like. It just gives it a little more intensity, right? And that's also where the lick that I talked about in the quick licks that I did the other day was that. You know, and that's a great lick. Go back to that quick licks if you want to see that lick. That's really a cool little lick. All right. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about in this that he does is this cool little rhythm lick. All right. And it's like. It's not easy to do. And a lot of people don't think about Sunhouse as any great shake as a guitarist. But let me tell you, this lick is interesting and it's not easy to do. So. All right, you can do that. You can do. I like it better with both the strings. So what am I doing there? Well, on the bottom string, I'm doing, or the 6th string, I'm still going 3, 2, 1, 0. Then, excuse me, on the strings 1 and 2, I'm going 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, right? Now, that's another lick that falls in there. And I would encourage you, this one is so cool. Man, you could use this so many ways. All right, so what was that last lick I did? Now, that's something that's in there as well. And in that Empire State Express, I discovered lots of little facets of Sunhouse's playing that I didn't know were there before. So I would encourage you, please go listen to that tune. It's good old sloppy Sunhouse, but man, it's got so many cool little tricks and licks and all kinds of things in it. All right, what is that? All that is I'm going to the 1st and the 4th string and going to the 3rd fret, playing them together. You can let all the other strings ring with it. I usually try to keep it between strings 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I just go 3, 3, 2, open. All right, because what you're getting is octave. Right? So I'm going 3, 3, 2, open. And then on strings 5 and 3, bending up a little bit at the 3rd fret. And then open. 2nd fret on the 4th string. And then open 5 and 3 again. So it's... And I mean, the intensity is just there, you know. And Son House doesn't do a lot of complicated stuff, but Empire State Express is a great example of him throwing his best licks and tricks out there. There's also an album by him and a guy named, what's it called? J.D. Short. Son House and J.D. Short. I just discovered it this morning on YouTube Music. It's probably everywhere. Man, I would encourage you to go check it out. It's amazing. J.D. Short is an amazing harmonica player. So it's got Son House accompanying him on some of his tunes, and then him accompanying Son House on some of Son House's tunes. And it's really a fantastic album. I would encourage you to go out and give it a listen. We're going to talk more about that here in a minute. Let's switch over to a guitar tuned in open D, which a lot of folks don't realize. Son House did play in other open tunings than Spanish. He also used Vestapol. He used E, but I'm just not willing to tune my guitars up to E anymore after I broke the headstock on my other resonator, and the thing will not stay in tune, won't go into intonation anymore. So it's up to you if you want to do that. I'm not doing it. I go to open D, and if I have to get to E, I just capo the 2nd fret. All right, let me switch guitars. I'll be right back, and we're going to do some more. All right, folks, so here I am back with a guitar tuned to open D. Consequently, this is the guitar that my fiance Heidi got me for my birthday this year, which I love. It's a little Recording King. It's got a great tone. So if you're looking for like a parlor-sized guitar that sounds good, it's not a bad guitar, and I'm not, you know, they haven't hired me to say that. All right, so let's talk some more about Son House. This guitar is in Vestapol tuning, or open D. Now, that is D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. This is the 6th string. This is the 1st string. Now, let me just play you a lick. So this is from a tune that Son House has called Preachin' Blues. I would encourage you to go out and find it. Like I said before, you can get this stuff on YouTube, YouTube Music, Apple Music has it, Spotify. Anywhere you listen to music, you can probably stream this tune and listen to it. I think it's one of his later tunes that he did, and it's not the same Preachin' Blues as Robert Johnson. This is his own Preachin' Blues, where he talks about the conflict that's inside him, how he wanted to preach for the Baptist church, but he just couldn't get away from all the other stuff, all that other malarkey that he was into. So, all right. It starts really cool. All right, all that is 12th fret on the top string, the 1st string. And he does this 12, 12, 10, and then goes down to the 3rd fret and kind of comes up. And then he kind of starts doing a variation of that, which is 3 times at the 12th fret. And I usually hit the top 2 strings. He does 2, I think. And then he goes to the 10th fret and slides down. And does that same. And hits that a couple of times, 3rd to 4th fret. And then open, 1st string, 2nd fret with 1st finger on the 2nd string, open. Or he'll go. So a lot of times I'll hear him go, he does that one and he does this one. Starts the same way, bum, bum. And then open 1st string, 2nd fret 1st string, open 1st string. And it sounds like he's hitting that with his slide. what's he doing there? All he's doing is when he's singing, he goes up to the 7th fret, first finger. I put first finger on the 7th fret on the first string, second finger, 8th fret on the 2nd string, and bend up. Like that, play them both together. Bend up with the 2nd finger, not the first. And it's okay to put other strings in there with it. He does, and he also kind of ghosts them in. It sounds like he's just trying to go, but accidentally grabbing some, which is great sound, you know. And so that's, you know, the lick that I have for you. And like I said, that's from a tune called Preachin' Blues. And I just absolutely love that tune. Play with it. Make it yours, you know. All right, so now we've talked about that tune. And like I said, he's tuned up to E. So, you know, for me, if I was going to do it in E, I'd put my capo on the 2nd fret. But it's up to you if you want to try to tune your guitar up to open E. I do not suggest it after my experience, though. So now I'm going to switch over to something that I never knew really Sunhouse did a lot of, and that is standard tuned guitar. And we're going to talk about that. All right, folks, now that I have my guitar that I keep in standard tuning, which is E, A, D, G, B, E. This is the 6th string. This is the 1st string. Let's talk about a tune from that album I mentioned earlier, J.D. Short and Sunhouse. And the tune's called My Black Woman. And if you listen to it, it actually has a lot of lyrics and a lot of similarities with Death Letter Blues. And it starts kind of like this. So let's talk about some of the stuff that Sunhouse is doing there. What's really cool, it's kind of interesting to me because this, and excuse that flub up at the beginning, that's kind of a Robert Johnson style lick. But you know, those dudes were all the same place, same time when they were coming up. So what he's doing is he's playing a G7th at the 5th fret. So I've put my first finger on the 4th string at the 5th fret, 3rd finger, 7th fret, 3rd string, 2nd finger, 6th fret, 2nd string, and pinky, 7th fret, 1st string. And that gives me that, it's kind of like a D7th shape, but you're moving it up to the 5th fret. And it's just, you slide your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string fingers back and forth. They're going to go down 1 fret. You're going to keep your 1st finger at the 5th fret. All right, so what's happening next? Then once you're in that, you move that down 1 fret. And then I just play. I don't know if he's doing a... It's easier for me to just... All right, so that's that move. Bop, 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 bop. And move it down another fret and... which I bar the first 4 strings with my 1st finger and put my 2nd finger on the 4th fret. You know, the 3rd fret, 1st finger, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 3rd string. All right, so let me go over that a little more clearly. You're going to use that D7th shape I showed you at the 5th fret. And you're going to slide your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th fingers down 1 fret and then up 1 fret, all of them. And then bop, bop, bop. Now, once you get into this shape, which is 1st finger still at the 5th fret on the 4th string, 3rd fingers at the 6th fret on the 3rd string, 2nd fingers at the 5th fret on the 2nd string, and your pinky is at the 6th fret on the 1st string. You just move it down 1 fret, all of it, and then you play that G7th, which is I'm barring my 1st finger at the 3rd fret across all 4 strings, and then putting my 2nd finger at the 4th fret on the 3rd string. So again, that lick is. I add that little tag in there using the same rundown. Now, what is that he's doing when he goes to the C chord? He's just, I mean, to me it sounds like he's playing an open C. I haven't seen him play this one. And then he's taking his pinky, or I take my pinky and put it on the 3rd fret on the 3rd string, like I'm making a C7th. But then I use that 3rd fret, 3rd string, open, 3rd string, 2nd fret, 2nd finger, 4th string. Now, what am I doing there? I'm just playing that last chord in the 1st, that G7, and then I'm playing the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and then using my pinky to play the 5th fret on the 2nd string. And that's all I'm doing. Now, Son House used that type of lick in a lot of the tunes that he played standard tune guitar on. He liked that. Now, what am I doing there? I don't know if Son House did this, but in this tune, when I play it, I just go to the 5th fret and make a C. I don't play the 3rd string. And that's a D, actually, there. And that's actually a chord formation that Lightnin' Hopkins used a lot, like this. We'll have to talk about him one day. Anybody that wants to hear about Lightnin' Hopkins, let me know and I'll do a video on him. So, there you go, guys. I'm going to show you a couple of more licks that would work in this tune. And then we're going to sign off for today. I think you've probably had a long enough time and maybe kind of bored at this point. All right. So this is a Son House lick that he uses in open tuning. It's really a translation of one of the Spanish tuning licks that he uses. So I do it by putting my 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 6th string, and playing the 6th, the 3rd, and the 4th string together. I block off the 5th with the fat of this finger. All right, what am I doing there? I'm taking my pinky, putting it on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string, playing the 2nd and 3rd string together. Then I'm going bump, 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 2nd fret, 4th string, open string, and then play the chord again. the the end, I'm just making a G and then a G7. All right, and remember with Son House, if you watch his live videos, he has this strumming where his hand just is kind of like... All right, guys, enjoy this. I hope you get a lot of use out of it. And hey, have a great week. I'll see you next time.